Today on the channel, we do a flashback, old school unboxing of some Jakks Bone Crunchers with Stone Cold Steve Austin and X-Pac.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another old school Jakks throwback unboxing and review. And today, we're going back to the old Bone Cruncher days, and we're taking a look at two figures from the Jakks Backlash series in Stone Cold Steve Austin and X-Pac. But for all your modern day wrestling figure needs, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. And they got to get a deal out there, folks. And I got a deal on these. As you guys know, I have like a 98, 99% complete Bone Cruncher collection. Check out my figure tour on the channel if you want to check some of that stuff out. But I'm always looking for some stuff. And it's one of those things I just kind of, if I bump into it, I'll pick it up. But I'm not actively on the hunt for. Maybe I should really close those gaps and finish that off. But these are two I needed that I bought a while back, and most of the time Bone Crunchers for the most part are like $10 or under, and that's what I got both of these for, under $10. Knew I needed them, so I picked them up, stashed them away in the bookshelf of stuff for future unboxings. Well, like Dippin' Dots, the future is now, and we're going to unbox these here on the channel. And the Bone Cruncher line went on for quite some time, and it's one that really changed my life forever. I don't know if I go that far, but it kind of did a little bit. As I was a kid, as most of you people that have been long-time viewers of the channel know, I was a kid of the LJN Hasbro era. I was right in between those two, so I loved playing with those all the way to the end. And then the Hasbros ended. There was no green cards in my neck of the woods back in the day for whatever reason. So it ended, and the only thing to replace it was the bendies. And I wasn't having anything to do with these bendies. They just didn't work for me. Didn't work for me, pal. So I was out. But then one faithful day, I went to Toys R Us with my dad, walked in there, and what did I see? Bone Crunchers Series 1. Talk about a life changer. And still to this day, I do feel like the Bone Crunchers are the greatest playability figures of all time. Yes, I said it. I know everybody loves the Mattels, the Jazzwares with all the articulation, the bells and whistles. But I came from the Hasbro LJN days, and Bone Crunchers really felt like the kind of blending of the two together. Kind of had some of that rubbery version of the LJNs, of course, the size more of the Hasbro, but even more articulation, moving around stuff. You could actually have some really good matches. You still had to be creative. There wasn't all the bells and whistles of the world. So it was quite the time to be alive, really, at the end of the day. And I really did enjoy the Bone Crunchers. I still enjoy the Bone Crunchers now. It's one of those things, a lot like the LJNs and even the Hasbros in some instances, where you just kind of had to be there. Of course, you take it to some 12-year-old kid nowadays, he's like, what is this? What is this antique? And I get that. It's all perspective of where you came into things and liked, but very nostalgic for stuff like this, the Bone Crunchers. Not as nostalgic for the Hasbros and the classic superstars and the LJNs, but I do have a lot of love for old school bone crunching figures, like probably a lot of you guys do as well if you're watching this video. But of course, we're going to do this like we do all the other ones on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. We're going to start off with X-Pac. X-Pac, why wouldn't we? Interesting here, Backlash. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the Backlash series was a KB Toys exclusive back in the day. And I think at this point, my local KB toy store had closed down. I was also not buying all these figures. I was really picking and choosing. There was no way with my limited budget back in the day that I could afford hardly any of these guys. So wasn't picking these up. Just once in a while I'd pick something up, but I would definitely look at them. I definitely see them. And as we do know with these figures, reuse aplenty. So much reuse, so much extra decor, things like that, different packaging variants. Just an absolute nightmare of a set to track down, that is for sure. But X-Pac, a lot of reuse here. Basically the difference is the green bandana and the shirt being some difference here. But I believe, like I said, this was a KB Toy Store exclusive. You got the KB sticker up top here. It said $5.99, and then it was down to the old $3.99, $3.99 for old X-Pac. Very mid, I guess early 2000s packaging design is what it really feels like. Big plastic bubble there. No accessories with him, anything like that. Then on the back, look at that. You got a UPC down below, but all kinds of cross-sell going on. And this was a very strange time for Jakks, as they were really, where were we going? What do we got going? They had so many different figure lines going at the same time. Titantrons seem to be the main focus at this point, and you guys know I really do feel Titantrons are god-awful. Titantrons and R3s I just never connected with. The moment I saw them, I didn't like them. I've never liked them. I don't own them in my collection. I mean, I have a few Titantrons poking around here that I've gotten lots and things over the years, but just Not for me. Not for me at the end of the day. But I like what they're promoting back here. A little backstage mayhem, the Attitude Ring, Break Room Brawl, House of Pain, and then the belts down below. A lot of this stuff is worth pretty penny these days. All these backroom things, stuff like that for the kids to play with. Something Mattel gives us a little bit of, but not like the Jakks days. We got a lot of that stuff back then. But looking really good. It does say as seen on TV, and TV 14, of course, the old Attitude Era, a little remembrance of that. This was 2000, this one came out, for those keeping track at home. It does say for ages 8 and up, and then on the back it says TV 14, so somewhere in the middle is the sweet spot. But let's get old X-Pac out of the package here, see what all the fuss is about with old X-Pac. Looking good. See you later. Goodbye. A little plastic prison. And you never know if one of these figures might just disintegrate in your hand out of the package. An arm, a limb, something might fall off. I don't think they were made for the long haul. See you later. Goodbye. We'll say no sticky disease on them, though. That's always nice. But tight joints for a bone cruncher. Ooh, you always got to be careful on that first turn. You never know what you're going to get yourself into. Nothing worse than a loose bone cruncher either. Just kind of froggying on you. Nothing worse than that. But X-Pac looking only like an X-Pac could look. Got the glasses on, got the long hair, got the green bandana, got the tongue sticking out. Patented X-Pac move. Oh, that's so X-Pac. But definitely looks like X-Pac, I think, for especially 2000 Bone Cruncher figure. You knew what you were getting here. One thing that is really creepy looking here, I don't know if he like bit his lip or he bit his tongue, but he's got blood all over his teeth. I don't know what's going on with that. That's very strange looking, but he looks almost like vampire X-Pac maybe. Who knows? But definitely interesting there. Articulation, as we know, you get a little head movement, barely anything to write home about. Arms do go around, legs go up, legs go back, waist articulation, but that's all you need. That's all you need for a bone cruncher. That's all we got with X-Pac right here. Very plain Jane. We've seen this body mold quite a few times. This one always kind of worked for X-Pac, though, to me, because you can get to the old DX crotch chop if you need to. You get the bone crunching action as well. You got the open hands. Just a really good X-Pac figure as far as bone crunchers go. I have no issues with this one. He does got pegs on his feet. I can't remember. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Oh, what do you know? Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Fits perfectly on a stand right there. Old Bone Cruncher X-Pac. Got those acid wash jeans. Man, all the rage back in the day. Not for me, but for X-Pac, obviously. Just missing his fanny pack. Just missing his fanny pack. That's all he's missing. Now we turn it over to Stone Cold, and man, Stone Cold was the MVP of the Bone Cruncher days. So many different Stone Cold figures. Some really good, some absolutely god-awful. We should do a top 5 Bone Cruncher Stone Cold Steve Austins on the channel one of these days. We'll see what happens. Maybe we will do that, but Stone Cold here, looking like Uncle Ted, getting ready to go fishing. He's off early on a Friday. He's going to go get a case of beer. He's going to get his fishing pole, his worms, and he's going to head to the lake. That's what this kind of looks like here. Just a good old boy. Going to hop on that ATV, hop in his truck, and he's going fishing for the weekend. Honey, kids, I'll see you on Sunday night. Make sure dinner's ready for me. That's kind of what it looks like for Stone Cold. Once again, the Backlash series here. Green packaging, a little different packaging, but very similar. Similar but different to the last packaging. Got the WWE scratch logo up top, WWF. Get the F out, and Stone Cold, never fond of saying the F word, as we do know. But UPC way bottom down there. Big old cross-sell. What are we cross-selling here? What do we got going on? Let's get into the action in Series 10 with Kane, the One, Billy Gunn, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Rikishi, and Matt Hardy. Series 9 had Rikishi as well. Similar but different. We had The Rock, Kurt Angle, China, Triple H, Commissioner Foley. You got Famous Scene, Series 2, Rikishi, Kurt Angle, Triple H, Cactus Jack, Chris Jericho, and Chris Benoit. A lot of heavy hitters in there, no doubt about it. But they're promoting the Titantron figures on the back of Bone Cruncher. So, an interesting time, as I did say. No blurb about Stone Cold, none of that going on. This is from 2001. Oh, what a year to be alive in 2001. There it is. See you later. Goodbye. We get old Stone Cold. Looking only like a Stone Cold could look. No beer can, no hat, no accessories, no nothing with him. Just kind of is what it is. There it is. See you later. Goodbye. And we get Stone Cold out of the package. Says Stone Cold Steve Austin on his wife beater here. Very camo top going on. Got the blue jean cut off jorts going there. You got the tattoo on the side at least. At least you get a little action there. Now this one is a little bit looser than X-Pac was. And arms, of course, go around, waist, head, legs up and down. Got those big old thick boots. Always a weird Stone Cold. We've seen this mold before in different looks, of course. It's kind of a big Stone Cold, which I have no problems with that, but then they give him that kind of peanut head there. That just always kind of threw me off, but he does got 2 fists of fury. He's ready to throw down at a moment's notice. He's ready to throw down with X-Pac here at the table if he needs to, but like I said, these guys were just such great playability. Just with the kind of rubbery joints, it just felt good. It felt nice when a punch lands when you're playing with your figures. You get Austin, you can do the stunner very easily. Just a lot of good times playing with these Bone Crunchers back in the day. Maybe not these two, but some of the first series for sure. But definitely great playability figures. There's no issues playing with these. Any kid right now, you get a little 4-year-old kid that wants to play wrestling, Bone Crunchers would be perfect for them. They're not going to destroy them within reason. And they have good playability for them, and they're not going to break the bank. It's not a $20 Elite or even a $12 Basic. It's a $4 used garage sale Bone Cruncher, probably less than that. But not too bad. Not the best Stone Cold. I'll definitely say that, but definitely has a good feel to it. Definitely looks a little strange. The earring always looks weird on Stone Cold to me, but it is what it is. But I think most people know, hey, what wrestler is this? They're going to know it's Stone Cold. Might not be identical, might not be to the Elite caliber, but definitely looks good, and I'm sure he'll fit on a ringside stand as well. What do you know? Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. But not a bad day at the office. A little nostalgic trip down here. We don't do too many Bone Cruncher unboxings on the channel. We've only done a handful, of course. But as I get some more, and you never know, I might get them loose or I might get them on card. So we'll unbox them if we get them. But always an interesting day unboxing some Bone Crunchers. Really takes me back to that KB Toys R Us experience. These were everywhere back in the day. You could go to every store and find a Bone Cruncher if you wanted to. There's something to be said about that as well. But not bad, Stone Cold and X-Pac. But what are your thoughts? Any thoughts on the Bone Crunchers? What were your favorite Bone Crunchers? Maybe, like I said, one day we'll do a top 5, top 10 Bone Crunchers on the channel. I think that would be a fun one to do. Obviously, for me, it would probably be a lot of the earlier series instead of the latter, but it would still be a fun video to do on the channel. One day, who knows, maybe sooner than later. But let me know your thoughts on these two in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We got video after video after video after video after video here on the channel, as you guys know. And we got even more videos for you on the Patreon channel. Early access, bonus content, Q&As, dog stuff, pizza stuff, giveaways, you name it. There's a lot going on the Patreon, so check that one out. Support the channel. You can also support channel ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. But for the Backlash X-Pac, Backlash Stone Cold, Steve Austin, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.